Hi there. Well, been getting some questions coming in, and so I thought it would be only right and fair and just of me to answer these questions as best I can. So, one of the questions, well, not one, but one of the questions that's asked many times is that why am I such a big fan of boxing and why do I defend boxers and stuff like that when it comes to things like my previous videos? Well, I'm a big fan of boxing because I just thoroughly enjoy boxing, love it, but also because it's super effective and also because you can't hide. I'll say that again. You can't hide. You can be in a boxing gym and say, I'm a black belt. Really? Yeah. Get in the ring then and have a friendly spar with that white belt, that blue belt, that purple belt type level. Then you find out where you really are. And you find out true levels. And it's the same with any combat sport where you're tested all the time. Yeah. Even if you're friendly sparring with your tried and trusted sparring partner that you spar with day in, day out, week in, week out, year in, year out, you're still being tested and you're testing others. You're still proving to yourself what works for you and what doesn't. Yes, it's not a full blown street fight, life on the line, of course not. But it's still testing, getting used to strikes coming towards you, getting used to being in close with somebody, getting used to grabbing hold, pushing, moving around, creating space and time and distance, negating somebody trying to do that to you whilst they're trying to hit you. Okay, you're not paying the full penalty if it's a friendly spar, but you're paying the penalty in terms of your understanding that you're being hit in different parts of the body and the head, and that were it a real low down dirty fight, that may well have had a much bigger effect on the outcome. So it makes you aware of all these things. It makes you trust yourself because you know what you can and can't do. So you don't need to be out on the street having a fight every Saturday night because you're doing it in the gym every week. Plus, the training for boxing is just bloody good fun. And I put it to you that were you to be training boxing a lot, you too would consider it to be jolly good fun, as they say. Now, the sparring doesn't have to be super hard and super nasty all the time. Occasionally it will be. So no matter how gentle you start the sparring off, it always escalates. Always. Until somebody goes, calm down, or one of you gets dropped. And that's just the way it is. But if you can get into a good gym, or you're part of a good gym, or you've got some good training friends together, where a group of you can get together and spar, even if it's just every couple of weeks, but ideally more than that, then you're getting used to blows coming in, you get used to dealing with it with people of different heights, weights and sizes. Don't just spar people the same weight as yourself, spar the big guys, spar the little people, because there's different types of sparring that you can do to make use of that. For example, if you're sparring somebody who's much smaller than you, much weaker than you, and nowhere near as good as you, and you could just smash them to pieces if you wanted to with the first punch you throw, hardly a workout, is it? So you can still utilize things within a spar with that person without hurting them and practicing things for yourself. you can let them be the ones throwing a load of punches. You can be practicing movement, slipping, sliding, footwork, getting out of the way, controlling somebody who's just throwing loads of stuff at you. Tell them to try and knock you out and just protect yourself. Obviously, in a self-defense situation, you're not going to be protecting, trying just defending for 3 minutes non-stop, or however long you want to do rounds for. But it gets you used to deflecting, moving and defending incoming blows without hurting a much weaker, smaller, not as able training partner. And then think of a situation where it's reversed, where you're the smaller, weaker, not so good guy. You wouldn't want the great, big, super skilled, super heavyweight knockout machine smashing you to bits. You want to be able to work on trying to get in on somebody who's really skilled. You want to be able to work on things like when that big, strong fighter grabs hold of you and starts moving you around. How are you going to negate it? How are you going to slip round it so that you can land what you want to land? So there's a whole heap of ways you can spar without it being a fight per se or whatever. And different types of sparring that you can do to enhance your skills. So those are many reasons why I like boxing so much and why I consider it to be a great base. Because let's face it, when it comes to a real fight, there's not much will beat a good right hand landing smack on the jaw really hard, because it's going to knock them out. And if it doesn't, you are allowed to hit them again and again and again until they are unconscious. So knowing that, I'll say a good right hand, for you it might be a good left hand, whatever, but knowing that you can land that pretty good and you've got pretty good punch on you, it makes you a little bit more confident up here and secure in the knowledge that when it comes to it, should the need arise, when that lands, knuckle on bone, they're going to sleep. And when you know that, you know you've got the power to do it, you'll be surprised how often, for whatever reason, people really don't want to know. Whether it's some kind of weird confidence that you exude without realizing it, or whatever it may be, that you'll be shocked at how many people really don't want to know. That's a completely different story. Anyway, thanks for the questions. Keep them coming and I'll answer them. Try to keep them related to pressure points, martial arts, self-defense stuff, because I do get some really odd questions now and again, which I may consider answering at some stage. But anyway, that's the reasons why I like my boxing and why I train it so often. And I hope you do too. Thanks again.